Hello and welcome everyone, Stormy Sensei here. It is technically Saturday. I'm going to call it Friday though. We're playing some Star Rail. Perfect time to vibe. You know it. I do the photo taking event. I'm all caught up so far. I don't expect that I'll still be streaming when the reset happens, which I think is in 3 hours. Let's see, how do I check? I think there's going to be in Central Starskiff Haven and here.
A few games of chess will while away the time.
Tomorrow's shoot is in 3 hours, so we will definitely be asleep by then. If you want to see what my progress is so far, I've gotten all perfects up until now. Although I haven't played it on PS5, all these were on mobile, which is actually surprising because usually the controls are a little worse on that. How's everyone doing today? Hello there to Wobster, Litopia, Pi, and to my mysterious lurker. Welcome in, everyone. I just kind of wiggle the camera back and forth, and as soon as it turns green, I just snap the photo. Except against the golds, I just sit and watch it, and then as soon as the reticle goes from green to gold, I just snap it. Alright, where am I headed? The Seat of Divine Foresight. Alright. And then swapping to the current story team that we're working with. Have to actually swap into it. Let's do this one. This one's pretty good. She's so close. Tomorrow. That's so rude. That's so incredibly rude. And then I think, let me see, how close are we to being done? Alright, with that, I'll be caught up on my level 80s. My next level 80 will actually be ratio. It's wild to think, right? And then Yukong afterwards, and then, like, I don't even know who I'd level up, if anyone. Probably Fei Shao's gonna be the next one after that. But I kind of want to look into either Asta or Sushang, Pela, or Luca. I really thought you would level Arlen before ratio. No. Ratio is too much of a good support for Topaz. Like sometimes I use him in pure fiction, even though he's doing like 6,000 damage, just so that Numby can advance forward to do the real damage on the team. But if I get him high enough, then I can actually use him without aventurine. And then I could have like a Topaz aventurine, like Gallagher, you know, like Ting Yun set up. And I feel like that'd be pretty strong. Gallagher because he's got all the debuffs and it still heals.
Well, I'm glad we managed to talk this out.
Do you actually believe in the Stellaron Hunter's prophecy?
The Xianzhou's matrix of prescience can also predict the future. Do you believe in its prophecies?
I understand. You're definitely a unique individual, just like Hua Yan said. I hope you'll walk alongside the Rainbow's path as a friend.
I do need to update the trivia bank, but I actually don't play enough new games to add new stuff. Like, we're still on Tactics Ogre. I'm gonna try to finish that this weekend, though. I was supposed to finish it this week, but I just, like, didn't stream anything at all this week.
I'm really sorry about all this. But the testimony in the Shackling prison won't take up much of your time.
I'm sure it's gonna
I'll
take
call for a
multiple
messenger
hours.
to take you to the interrogation region. You just need to give your testimony, and then you can head back. So no need to worry.
As you wish, General.
Was that reading material already there, or did it load in because I went into the Shackling prison?
UN requested, everything is prepared for your arrival, and I am here to receive you. The judges at the interrogation division also know your purpose in coming.
Where am I? Is this Scale Gorge? What? Okay. There's a new... This is the new entrance to the new area. That's kind of cool.
Shackling prison. I didn't expect to be back here after all these years.
Dan Heng.
Don't worry about me.
If you're ready, I'll open the gate for you.
Dan Heng.
Oh, yeah, she's actually voicing all these lines.
Exactly. Please come on in, dear guests.
I've had to verify 4 times that I'm ready to go. Rule number 1 in gaming, always go backwards. Mose and Jacques.
What are you looking at?
The Shackling prison on the Luofu is completely different from the one on the Yaqing. It's completely underwater.
Whether it's in the clouds or underwater, Breaking free would still be a piece of cake for me.
Still thinking about your old jailbreak tricks, huh? Forget it. You're free now. Just don't do anything stupid, or the judges will throw you back in there and lock you up for a few hundred years.
You'll see me again in just a few days.
Taking Hule back to the Yaoqing means a lot to the Foxians on the ship, and to the General herself. So stay alert.
Guests, my name is Shui Yi, and I'm here on orders from the Incarceration Division of the Ten Lords Commission.
We're Jiao Cho and Moza. General Fei Xiao sent us to extradite the Borisin criminal Hule to the Yaoqing. We're here to inspect the conditions of his imprisonment and make preparations for the handover and transportation. I assume you've been briefed, Your Honor.
Your visit request has been approved. I'll be your guide for this trip. Prisoner Hule, the warhead and brood lord of the Borisin abominations of abundance and the arch-nemesis of the Foxians, is responsible for 2,123 wars of aggression and countless associated crimes. Due to his heinous acts, he has been imprisoned in the depths of the Shackling prison and subjected to the punishment of the Forest of Swords until the end of time. He shall never be pardoned.
No need to repeat his crimes and sentence, Your Honor. He is the greatest enemy of us Foxians. The stories of his atrocities are used to terrify our children. I'm well aware of every crime he's committed. Let's move on to the next step.
When it comes to visiting criminals, there are rules in place to ensure your safety. I know you've heard legends about Hule since you were children, but your knowledge about him is likely very limited. Only the judges of the Ten Lords Commission truly know what kind of abomination is locked up at the bottom of the Shackling prison. It has been centuries since Jing Liu, the former sword champion of the Luofu, captured Hule. And during all those years, we never provided him with any food. Yet he somehow managed to stay alive. It defies all the documented physical characteristics of the Borisin. The Forest of Swords, forged by the Punishment Division, is a device of intense torment, used to execute sinful abominations. Most Borisin die within 3 days in the forest, but Hule is different. Every time the blades pierce him, his body instantly heals. Despite the brutal
sounds like
punishment,
a abomination
somehow manages to survive.
of abundance.
The complex rules are there because of his abnormal characteristics. Do you understand now?
Any chance you'll be streaming the final Splatfest on the 13th? That is pretty unlikely. There are a couple of reasons. One is that's allegedly the weekend that there's going to be a Thunder Pals mega collaboration, a Super Smash Brothers event, where basically it's going to be a doubles bracket with the streamer and a viewer versus another streamer and a viewer. But also that's like the weekend leading up to our delivery date. So there's a chance that I don't actually stream or do anything that weekend. Seeing the eyes from Pi. Did you sign up for Bad Kitty's tournament tomorrow? I think that I have plans at that point in time as well, but I might try to join. So centuries since Jing Liu captured him, huh? That's pretty cool.
I apologize for any offense caused. Please continue, Your Honor.
I've given you the instructions regarding Hulei's visitation. Please make sure you read them carefully.
Yep. Borison Warhead, a denizen of abundance, so that's why he keeps healing himself and doesn't need food. Lupatoxin. Okay. Do not mention Jingliu when conversing with this prisoner.
And please, take this pellet before proceeding.
No, I'm not taking random medicine.
Do you not read the
Then
thing?
you won't be allowed to visit Hulei.
Just swallow it already. Hulei is like all Borison. He can release a pheromone called lupatoxin that induces fear. Thousands of years ago, we Foxians were enslaved by the Borison. Not because we were naturally weaker, but because of their lupatoxin. This pill is for our own mental well-being.
I understand.
I knew you were a reasonable person. Now that we've taken the medicine, let's proceed. Your Honor.
What is it?
No. Never mind. Maybe I'm just
No.
imagining things.
Why doesn't he act on his
Let's keep
instincts? He smells the Borison.
Here we are.
Disguised
Her honor
as
hasn't arrived.
Sancho natives.
Please wait a moment.
Yeah, they're cheesy. Our first treasure chest for the area.
Shiny. Ooh, sparkly.
Her honor hasn't arrived yet. Please wait a moment.
Why are there 3 things on the map, but I only get to use do two of them?
This place. It's still as cold as it used to be.
AM2R, another Metroid 2 remake. Okay.
Sorry, I was just reminiscing about some unpleasant memories.
One of these days I'm going to get back to the original Metroid 2. I'm going to have to like rewatch my first stream of it in order to know where I even left off and where I had already explored.
Thank you. It's all my fault that you were involved in the Shenjo's problems. You shouldn't have to see the inside of the Shackling prison. I'm so sorry. I wish I could show you the real sights of the lawful.
This place had quite an effect on him.
The 6 charioteers might have more power over the rest of this Shenjo ship. But here, in the Shackling prison, is the judges of the 10 Lords Commission who call the shots. The judges will use a complicated interrogation device called the Karmic Mirror. It accurately tracks every physiological change during questioning and records it. Therefore, the judgment made here will be sufficient to convince the other administrators of the Xianzhou. At least they won't attempt to challenge the conclusions. Perhaps that's why Fei Xiao insisted that we come here.
Emulate Semblance of Terms? I don't have to. I have it on the Switch. So on the Game Boy. I played about 2 hours of it already. But then Star Rail came out and I didn't play anything else ever again.
Okay. But watch your step. This place is not like the others.
Order Castlevania. I actually do want to do Castlevania, but I'm going to do that after Super. Like, I have the Castlevania Advanced Collection, and once I've done Metroid or Super Metroid, which is like, you know, the blueprint, then you can kind of branch off and be like, okay, well, this is Hollow Knight and this is you know, Circle of the Moon and so on. Saint Returns is the 3DS remake. Yeah, but isn't that just Metroid 2 in the same way the Zero mission is just Metroid? And they probably have like some new things. I know they have the new combat thing with the parry in it. So I guess it's probably different enough. I'm not going to get to see all three of the things.
Welcome, dear guests from the Express. Judge Hanya of the Interrogation Division. We've met before. You don't want to see me? Well, in that case, I can call in the judge who's an expert in acupuncture, or the one who's handy with axes and saws, or the one who knows all about whips and ropes. We've got plenty of options here, and we'll find one that suits your taste.
I know that she's saying this to jokingly intimidate me, but like, I do want to know who the other judges of the Ten Lords Commission are.
Just kidding. We judges work in shifts, and it just happens to be my shift. Maybe we're destined to cross paths.
So, she says shifts, we work in shifts, and as a human in the real world, you know, you might be inclined to think, oh, you know, like 12 hours or like 8 hours or 6 hours, 10 hours, whatever. But since they are like practically immortal creatures, and I think Shui is more immortal than usual because it's just a soul in a puppet body. I feel like their shifts could be like several centuries without changing shift to someone else.
Please allow me to express my gratitude to you again for subduing the demons in the Fixtral Garden.
Looks like while March 7th and I were clueless, you already made many friends on the Xianzhou Luofu.
Like special dialogue option for having done the 1.5 and 1.4 missions.
Even though you and I have met before, we can't show any favoritism under the Ten Lords. So, please do as I command as we head to Scrivener Hall and beyond. Don't do anything without my permission. This is not a place for ordinary mortals. You and Mr. Dunham. Please come with me.
Please lead the way, Your Honor.
So the interesting
Please let me
thing
activate the mechanism before we all move forward. And please, watch your steps.
is that for the most part, I said that it was special dialogue because I completed the Foxian Hunt missions, but like, it would actually probably be more special if someone didn't do those missions, because there's just so much time. There's like 6 weeks in between patches, right? So if you do even like most of the stuff every single time, you're going to always be caught up. Especially if you want the limited time rewards.
Be very careful and watch your step as you make your way through the terrain inside the Shackling prison is treacherous. One wrong move, and you could end up plunging into the depths. And if you're really unlucky, you might be frozen solid or burned to a crisp before anyone can help you.
Gee.
But with your skills, I don't think you need to worry about that.
Hey there, Pika.
You're funny. This prison does contain many layers. We even brought in Videodora Icor line craftsmen to introduce the ingenuity of Delve enchantment. What you're seeing now is just one part of the Shackling prison.
Perhaps. Judging from the appearance, much of the architecture in this prison has a Vidyadoran style. So, perhaps they did have a hand in building this place back then.
Well, the paths here serve as both passageways for the Ten Lords' Commission and barriers for the prisoners. Most prisoners locked up here have committed serious crimes violating the Xianzhou legal code, and many of them are denizens of abundance like Borson, Huenum, and Wingweavers. To be honest, these abominations are pretty good at trying to break out. So, as long as the treacherous terrain here makes it harder for them to escape, the Ten Lords' Commission doesn't have any complaints. Please, come this way.
I played Halo today, not sure you've heard about it. It's a game where your teammates leave you behind to deal with the zombies. There might be a new Halo that I have not heard of. The Halo that I'm aware of, you're a space marine and you're fighting aliens, but your teammates could leave you behind to deal with the aliens in like co-op mode. Well, okay, so we're talking about the same Halo. I was actually recently thinking about Halo today because in my Discord server someone brought up that they thought that Splatoon 1 was the best shooting game like ever. And I was trying to come up with games that I've played in the past that I felt would be better. And there aren't really that many of them. I didn't play that many shooting games. Like, I don't know if you want to count Mass Effect as a shooting game, because it's more like a shooter RPG. I played that and like Team Fortress 2, which is kind of a MOBA. Paladins. Splatoon 1, 2, and 3, but not much of any of those. Like probably some more surprising answers. Like, I've played through a lot of Halo 1, 2, and 3, as well as Gears of War 1 and 2. Like, I wasn't really that interested in the story or the game, but my brother would play it, and then occasionally I would like hop in for the couch co-op. So like, I've played the first level of all of those games, and I've played the last level of all of those games, and I've played a couple of levels in between, but have not played through or like watched most of the cutscenes and story for any of them. So I don't know anything about Halo really, even though I've technically beaten the game. It's so weird seeing these guys and having them not aggro on me. Like, I'm so used to having to fight them.
Peach blossoms and divine, show your courage. Ample supplies.
X and X's. Oh, Hex and X's. Nice. Oh, it's different. You don't rotate anymore. Do I like that? I don't think that I like that as much. I think I liked it more when it rotated. Oh no. I had to cancel the tutorial because they didn't expect me to press the circle button there. Oh well, I'll figure it out as I go. Oh, okay. How come I can't just stack them right on top of each other? Like, why can't... No, I can. I just have to... Okay. That's not nearly as good as the original. If you guys could see the original Hex and X's, it was so good.
The war dance is about to be held in the mortal world. I remember watching a sword duel at the war dance with my sister when we were young. The Cloud Knight, who is the Luofu's ringmaster, was an amazing swordsman. and their sword flashed like lightning. The Outworld Challenger had fiery red hair and a hand made of steel, which roared like thunder. They
That's
battled
impossible.
for a long time before a winner
Why is she
could be
lying?
born.
Luca? The Outworld Challenger? Had fiery red hair and a hand made of steel? That's Luca. Maybe there's someone else that has red hair and a fist of steel, but like the last war dance ceremony was forever ago. Luca's like 20 something, maybe 30 something. But probably more like 19. I guess he could be like 20 something.
Time sure flies. Now, both my sister and I are residents of the Netherworld, and we will never again feel the thrill of a competition.
Exactly. Luca's never been off a Bellabog.
People in Starskiff Haven due to the war dance? Sounds amazing. It's a shame I'm too busy to attend. But even if I could, I'd
No one
probably
has been
just
off
scare
of
people off with my
Bellabog up
current
until
appearance.
we open it up via the
Let's
IPC.
get going then.
That's why I said that it should be impossible. Like, it doesn't make any sense. The only other thing could be, like, Argenti also has red hair. But, I mean, technically he does have an arm of metal because he's wearing the Knights of Beauty.
It's freezing.
This place is filled with the cold air from the northern peak of the polar delve. Even the toughest long-life species would have a hard time enduring this.
It's good that we have the power of the Trailblaze. Oh, this door's gonna be locked later on. More Hexanexes. Remake. Maybe the later missions will be more difficult.
Well done.
And maybe they could get creative with the number of like placements that are allowed so that you actually have to think about it. And it also could be that I'm comparing like the expansion pack, like the last levels of the original Hexanexes to the beginning levels of this Hexanexes.
Did you hear something just now?
Must have been the wind.
Let me check it out. Ugh, what an eyesore. This place is packed with boxes and crates.
Show your courage.
That's red and ominous.
These crates, they look oddly familiar.
A few days ago, the Spiritfarers received reports about an IBC transport ship that was attacked by Borison. Then, a bunch of those abominations were dumped into this place. I had a feeling there would be trouble during the war dance. But throwing both the pirates and the cargo in jail? That's a new one. I heard the Intelligentsia Guild crafted something dangerous. We have many records in the Hall of Karma about these wise ones. They love to tinker with forbidden technologies, always trying to push the limits of ingenia. I caught a glimpse of the mechs in those crates, and they bear a striking resemblance to Borison. I wonder what they're planning this time. Well, business first. Let's keep moving.
What's your thoughts on all the puzzles? There's a cutscene going on. One moment.
Strange. I don't remember checking the containment facilities a second time.
Emergency! All wardens prepare for action! Emergency! All wardens prepare for action!
What's happening here? Why are these things moving on their own? Something's wrong. Guards aren't responding.
You're the best! Lend me your strength! We've entered the storm. To guard and defend! Crush them! Don't come!
Fiends or devils! I'll crush them all!
I'll free you from your chains! Disappear among the sea of butterflies! Illusions of the past! I'll end your misery! Troublesome.
This thing is going wrong. Wild, just like a Borison.
Looks like we're on our own for this one.
Don't mess with me! Awesome! I'll free you from your chains! Disappear among the sea of butterflies!
Am I not attacking the
Illusions
right
of
one?
the past!
Okay, it's actually this one that I need to hit.
Troublesome. This battle is unavoidable. What a headache. We've entered the storm. To guard and defend! Crush them! Don't mess with me. Who's next? I could take 10 of you! Yeah!
Fiends or devils! I'll crush them all!
Time to show you what I can really do! Azure Dragon, White Tiger, less cards! What's this?
Get that forward damage!
Troublesome. We've entered the storm. To guard and defend! Crush them! I'll free you from your chains! Disappear among the sea of butterflies! Illusions of the past!
Forward damage!
Spiritfarers followed protocols, cutting off power to the mechs and sealing the crates. How could these mechs still start moving?
It's just like what happened in the Artisanship Commission before. These goods went haywire and attacked everyone in sight. The Alchemy Commission members examined them and found some unusual structures within. These things showing up in the Shackling prison can only mean one thing.
A prison break.
And whoever delivered these goods clearly wanted them to go through the Xianzhou's strict inspection process to show the Skyfaring Commission and Cloud Knights how dangerous they were. They wanted these mechs to end up right here in the Shackling prison.
If these things already started taking action while nobody was paying attention, then the whole prison is in trouble, I'm afraid. And to make things worse, another group of visitors just entered the depths of the Shackling prison. The messengers from the Xianzhou Yaoqing. And the prisoner they came to visit might be the target whom these wolf-shaped mechs were delivered here for. If that vicious beast manages to break free, it will be a catastrophe for the Xianzhou Luofu.
To Jiaoqiu's point of view.
Here we are.
Have we arrived already, Your Honor? Shouldn't there be a cage here?
The most notorious felons are locked away in solitary delves deep down in the prison. Those delves can't be opened without proper authorization. The blue bird paves the path, and the Stygian lanterns illuminate it. Help me light up these lanterns, and the way to the bottom of the Shackling prison will reveal itself.
Well, Jiaqiu is allegedly going to be a 5-star Guanifan. And so, what team do I want to put together for that? I don't think that I have any defense character or defense down characters. I mean, I have Pela, but she's not built at all.
Why keep such good things so hidden?
I've given you the diagrams for lighting the lanterns. Please take a look.
Okay. So it's was that an octagon? So straight ahead, and then if I go clockwise, then it's 2, then 2. Straight ahead, they say. And then not this one. Well, I guess this one. The map feels like it's a little off compared to the actual gameplay.
It's better to use your brain and save your strength.
Well, speaking of puzzles, thoughts on all the puzzles. So I think that my favorite one was the mine carts in the Eurolo 6. Second favorite would probably be Hex and Nexus, the ones that you rotate, not the ones that you build blocks on.
The path is open. Once we descend to the bottom of the prison, please do not do anything reckless.
And then there's a clear gap between those two in the next few. And then I like the light bridge from Herta Space Station.
Inside the delve behind this door is the greatest enemy of the Foxians, Hule.
The lucky spinner.
According to custom, envoys from the Yao Qing visit the Xianzhou La Fu once every century to check on this abomination's imprisonment and condition. Even though the Ten Lords Commission sentenced Hule to the Forest of Swords, suffering every day for the rest of his life, I understand that the Yao Qing messengers want to see him dead. Unfortunately, for the past 7 centuries, they've had to return disappointed.
7 centuries?
Because this beast simply can't be killed.
If we can use his toxin to create medicine and save an innocent life, it might help balance out some of the sins he's committed. Could you be the key to a cure for the General, Hule?
And once again, the envoys of the Yao Qing will leave disappointed. However, I won't say the same for me and my brothers.
Who's there?
Man, I had
I'm
high
just
hopes
a
for this
humble
guy.
counselor of the Rhino Hound pack. You can call me Mock Talk.
Oh, maybe he does have promise. Muktak.
Wardens, intruders on the lowest level. Send reinforcements.
Nobody will keep me here, at the bottom of the Shackling prison. Thank you for opening up the prison for us, Your Honor. We'll take it from here.
Am I allowed to fight back?
I kept smelling that familiar stench. So it wasn't just my imagination. Do your thing, Morsa.
We mustn't let these abominations get any closer.
You get to fight back.
Detestable things. There are too many of them.
Once we were inside the Shackling prison, we found soldiers available for us everywhere.
The dice have been cast. Busts. Or maybe I'll take it all.
Good
Should have saved that.
Time to say bye. Boom.
I like adding fuel to the fire. A little more shit.
Cutting the net.
Oh no,
Sure,
they
I'll
died
play
too
along.
quickly. I didn't get to see if that actually built up a stack.
Stand still.
I suggest you surrender now. Of course, I'll still kill you. But I promise it'll be swift.
More season.
May as well kill them all.
Let's see. Interesting. Okay, so he's actually a little worse, maybe? at building stacks than Gwenithan. Well, no, not quite. He ramps up a little slower than Gwenithan, but he's got his ultimate though, so he can instantly give everyone the maximum count.
I'm honored by your presence. Since you're already here, why not have a meal before you leave?
So because they have Ashen Roast, which counts as a burn, I should be able to use Gwenithan's and also give them Fire Kiss. And I was right. Gives them Fire Kiss. And if they're burned and also have the thing, then they get 2 instead of 1.
Stand still. Hedge your bets.
It's better to make no.
And they're already at 5. But like, this is gonna do so much damage. 11,000? I don't even like, Kafka's not even good like that.
Leave if you can, Moza.
It's not time yet.
Watch your head.
How about letting the enemy strike first? A little more heat.
May as well kill
I'm like, why do they have 5 Ashen Roasts already? Because like, I didn't do anything. And this should count as, like, they're about to take this Ashen Roast. This guy should have 1 Fire Kiss after this. And he does. Nice.
Sure, I'll play along.
Relax.
The dice have been cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all.
My back.
Watch your head.
Good times. Time to say bye. Boom.
$30,000 on my Kafka.
Stand still.
I'm honored by your presence. Since you're already here.
The debuffs are about to wear off, so I want to make sure that that isn't the case. I guess I should have just checked. What does his ultimate do? Sets the number blah blah blah, then activates the zone that deals fire damage. While in the zone, they receive increased ultimate damage. Okay. While with the chance of being inflicted with another stack of Ashen Roast when taking action. 40,000 damage over time.
It's better to make no move.
be getting so much better at their animations. Shui's dead, but she's kind of like always dead, so it's fine.
How many times has your verdant home spun around since our last hunt? Duran's whelp, tell me your name.
Oh, great Hule, nemesis of the Foxians, and the hunter of all beings. I'm Moktok, a humble counselor of the Rhino Hound Pack. I am only one insignificant heir spawned from your bloodline.
Alright, so go ahead and add Muktak to the list of 4-star wish list. We got Shoban and now Muktak. They're like not designed well enough to be 5-star units, but like they're clearly designed well enough to not be NPCs. They have names. May as well make them characters. No one's gonna bat an eye if you make Shoban like an ice abundance unit or something like that. Muktak can be like a fire hunt unit.
It's been at least 7 centuries since you led our pack through the hunting grounds of the stars. I'm thrilled to see that you are as cunning and skillful as ever.
7 centuries. 7 centuries have passed. But why have Duran's whelps grown to look like this? Tell me, Moktok, why have you grown to resemble our most despicable slaves and enemies, the Foxians?
I've been commanded to release you from this cursed prison. It is Senjaya's will. That's why I had to take a magic pill, don the skin of a lowly beast, and play along with your hypocrisy.
Since you have an escape plan, tell me, what's our next move to get off of this ridiculously large ship?
My brothers and I will lock down this prison, trapping the prison guards inside. This will buy us some time. The rest of my crew, who are undercover like me, will secure the vessels for our escape. According to the plan, we only have a tight 2-hour window to get out of here. Originally, I intended to carry out the plan tomorrow, but they're planning to transfer you to the Xianzhou Yaoqing now. So I seized this opportunity to set you free.
What a reckless plan, you idiot! Even if we manage to get the ships, our chances of escaping are slimmer than a Foxian slipping through my claws.
We have no other choice. The angel serving under the Master of Immortality sent me with a message. Only your return will end the prolonged divisions among the Borisin. Every one of my crew is ready to lay down their lives if it means setting you free.
The angel serving under the Master of Immortality. So the Master of Immortality is obviously going to be the Abundance. But who will be the angel serving under them? And more importantly, do you think they're telling the truth? The last time a follower of Abundance was promised to win whatever their ideals were just by doing whatever the person telling them says, it was Fantilia tricking them and to using the Stellaron to raise the Ambrosial Arbor. Did not work out for them very well.
showing some reckless bravery with this plan. Fine. You'll get what you want. And all of Duran's wealths will too.
Well then, my lord. We should leave now.
Before we go, give me one of those magic pills.
That's so unbelievable. He would not do that. He's been defying the Foxians and the Zancho Lafu for 700 years. And in response to seeing him dressed as a Foxian, I was like, what? Why are you dressed like a slave or the lowly creatures? Yeah, slaves and enemies, the Foxians. And he would want that himself? Where is his pride?
My lord, you seriously want to don the skin of a lowly beast? That would be a disgrace to your greatness, my lord.
You idiot. Greatness means nothing without freedom. Once I get out, we'll need a disguise that won't raise any suspicion.
As you wish, my lord.
Is that Foxian slave my meal?
No, he's an envoy from the Xianzhou Yaoqing. I plead you to endure him a bit, my lord, as he's more valuable as a hostage. Take him, guys. Time to move out.
Well, there was our one battle with Jiao Chu.
Madam Hanya, the wardens in all areas are regrouping. Those Ingenium enemies are wandering around and causing heavy casualties. And to make things worse, those iron wolves broke open the cages and let the criminals out. We've called for backup, but it seems like all communication is jammed.
Do we trust her?
Let's preserve our strength and first take down the isolated prisoners. By decree of the 10 lords, all prison breakers and intruders shall be apprehended, dead or alive.
Just a short time ago, the nether key mechanism was activated. It was probably Madame Shui and the Yaoqing messengers, heading to the bottom of the prison. Given the situation, I'm afraid that area is exactly where our enemies are targeting.
We mustn't let that vile beast escape from its cage.
We've gathered all the prison guards who can still fight, and we'll split up and secure each floor.
Go!
Those intruders are quite bold. They must have been planning this for quite a while.
Indeed, but Borisin tend to favor direct and aggressive approaches. Crafting careful and precise plans like this is simply not their style. Let's focus on the current situation right now. Please help me.
What's the fastest way to the bottom of this prison, Miss Hanya? If we don't get there quickly, we'll soon be outnumbered by all the enemies inside.
We'll have to bend the rules. Please, follow me. By decree of the 10 lords, all prison breakers and intruders shall be apprehended, dead or alive.
Yes, ma'am!
Let's see if we're able to get close to these things without triggering a dialogue. So I'm starting to feel the tiredness.
Hold your position here.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay, I remember where we used to be. But like, is this a different layout now? How did I get up there the last time? No, I got up there, but like, why was it important last time? There was a treasure chest up there before, like. Pretty sure that when I have control over this, I'm gonna be able to like move this to here, and there's gonna be just like, you can see a treasure chest over there from here.
We need a few tools if we want to reach the bottom quickly. Follow me to the next floor.
Okay. So it looks like I don't have to actually worry. I can just come here and it's fine. I don't have to worry about like if I get too close to the next objective, then it just starts the story without me doing any input. If that's the case, then we're probably going to call it for tonight. I think that I have some polls saved up, and I do. We are trying to get the Hohua light cone. We're getting kind of close to soft pity here, I'm pretty sure. Each of these is 5. So I have 40 pity. You're guaranteed a 5-star after 80 pulls. But not today. Bad 4-star luck too. A March 7th Eidolon is actually kind of nice. Another perfect timing. I think that makes for E5 on Preservation March 7th. Just one more, then I've got E6.
My past is gradually coming to light.
Skill and talents. That's the shield and the counterattack. I like the counterattack getting updated. And then I'll actually be able to be a sustainer, possibly even a solo sustainer. If the enemy's like single target. Oh, that's just sad. Let me actually switch back to the path that actually has some promise. I did finally settle on Final Victor as the light cone I'm going to be using, because every crit hit stacks. So if you have a good enough crit rate, then you'll actually have a crit damage of, you know, over 20 for most of your boosted auto. The only problem is I'm pretty sure that the ultimate is always a single hit. So it might still not be the best. Maybe only Yanqing can get away with Final Victor. It could almost be useful by well, actually, that's kind of a nice one for Clara, right? No, but she's Hunt, though. So... Topaz could get away with it pretty well. Extra 40 crit damage. I'd be getting rid of... So instead of getting 60% damage dealt, I think that's actually better because Topaz actually has a lot of damage percent. Okay, well, that's only 20% from her stats, but then you go into her traces. Oh, she doesn't even... Okay, she doesn't even have a damage orb. She's got an attack orb, and she still is at 22%. So I would actually be at 50% damage increase if I had a orb. But then on top of that, the traces just increase the damage multiplier of everything. Yeah, increases the damage multiplier by 150% and the crit damage by 25%. And since she attacks so often in her turn, like basically 7 or 8 times per Numbi attack, then if she had this, then she'd basically always be at 40% crit damage bonus, which is probably better than whatever I have. 60% damage, 40% crit damage, and also plus attack as well. We'll see. First I gotta level this up. And then once everything's level 80, I'll try them all out. I've actually been feeling that I should switch off of Shared Feeling here. It was really nice back when I was using my healing move every single turn, but I'm not really healing every turn, and so I'm kind of wasting the Shared Feeling light cone here. I would probably go with Quid Pro Quo. Everyone keeps on saying that post-op conversation is really good, and that I should definitely run it just for the energy regen. We'll see. Oh well. That's enough rambling out of me. We're gonna call it there. If you enjoyed the stream, be sure to leave a like. If you want to see more from me, be sure to subscribe. We're gonna try to be back here tomorrow because I want to kind of get the story out of the way so that I can do the limited side quests. But if I start running out of time, then I will, oh, hang on, I gotta see how much time I have. I think it's like 20 days, right? 30 days, so I got plenty of time. But still, the sooner I get it, the better, because I get March 7th Eidolons. And getting those is It's pretty important. I can actually like use March in my end game content, and she'll actually pull her weight in some way. Yep, that's nice. Both characters increase their own respective speeds. The follow-up attack, very important. Tengyun's ability, but as an Eidolon. Who has that? I feel like that would be something that Luca would have. Oh. Yeah, tomorrow, Star Rail. Maybe. Late in the evening, we're going to okay. Looks like, oh man, we're actually really close. It's just like a boss, right? Now I gotta go through like a whole perspective, and like there are gonna be treasure chests and things like that. And after I beat the boss, there's gonna be like NPCs to talk to and treasure chests. I'll go to bed. Alright. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you all next time. Take care, and goodbye.